Hello friends, back with me again, Joseph, your host, and welcome to our channel where we explore the inspiring lives of the saints. Today we have a very special story about a man who loved God so much that he chose to live his life in a very unique way, right under the open sky. His name is Saint Maron, and he's the spiritual father of the Maronite Church. Let's travel back in time to the 4th century to learn all about him. Saint Maron was born in a place that is now part of modern-day Syria, near a big city called Antioch. From a young age, Maron knew he wanted to live a life completely dedicated to God. While many people seek comfort and riches, Maron chose something different. He decided to become a hermit. Now, what's a hermit? A hermit is someone who lives a quiet life of solitude, away from the hustle and bustle of the world, so they can focus all their energy on prayer and being close to God. But Maron was a very special kind of hermit. Most hermits lived in caves or small huts to protect themselves from the weather. Not Maron. He decided to live completely outdoors, on top of a mountain. He didn't have a roof over his head, so he felt the warm sun, the cool rain, the wind, and even the snow. He did this because he wanted to feel God's presence in everything around him, in all of nature. He believed that by giving up physical comforts, he could grow even closer to God in spirit. On this mountain, there was an old pagan temple, a place where people used to worship false gods. Saint Maron, filled with the love of Jesus, did something amazing. He cleaned it out and transformed it into a Christian church. This became a place of prayer and worship for the one true God. This single act started a huge wave of conversions in the area, as people saw Maron's deep faith and wanted to know more about the God he served. Soon people from all over heard about this holy man living on the mountain. They were amazed by his simple and prayerful life. Many people started to climb the mountain to meet him. They came seeking not just his wisdom, but also his healing touch. You see, God had given Saint Maron special gifts. He was known as a wonder worker because many miracles happened through his prayers. People came to him with fevers and other sicknesses, and he would pray for them and they would be healed. But Maron didn't just heal physical ailments. He also helped heal people's souls. If someone was struggling with greed, anger, or sadness, he would offer them gentle spiritual guidance. He taught them that true happiness comes not from worldly things, but from a heart full of love for God and for others. His medicine was prayer, and his treatment was love. Saint Maron's reputation for holiness spread far and wide. He was so respected that even one of the most famous saints of that time, St. John Chrysostom, wrote him a letter. St. John was living in exile and felt very lonely and sad. He wrote to Maron, asking for his prayers, showing how much he admired this humble hermit on the mountain. Imagine being so close to God that another great saint asks for your prayers. Even though Saint Maron lived a life of solitude, he wasn't completely alone. His deep faith and wisdom attracted many followers who wanted to learn from him. These men became his disciples. They watched him, listened to his teachings, and learned to live a life centered on prayer and simplicity. Maron taught them that God is connected to everything and that we can find him everywhere if we just open our hearts. After Saint Maron passed away in the year 410, his mission didn't end. In fact, it was just the beginning. His disciples were so inspired by his life that they wanted to share his teachings with the world. Remarkably, Saint Maron never actually founded a religious order or a formal church during his lifetime. One of his most dedicated disciples, a man named Abraham, traveled to the mountains of Lebanon. He saw that many people there didn't know about Jesus, so he began to preach and share the message of love that he learned from Saint Maron. The people of Lebanon listened, and their hearts were moved. They embraced this beautiful faith, and a new Christian community began to grow. This community became known as the Maronites, named after their spiritual father, Saint Maron. And something very special about the Maronite Church is that it has always, throughout its entire history, remained united with the Pope in Rome. It's the only Eastern Catholic Church named after its founder. Although Saint Maron lived in solitude, he was the first influential figure to bring Christianity from the sophisticated, Greek-speaking cities into the Aramaic-speaking rural countryside of Syria. Today, Saint Maron is the patron saint of the entire nation of Lebanon. His feast day, February 9th, is a national holiday there. On this day, Maronites all over the world, from Lebanon to Australia, Canada, and the United States, celebrate with special church services. They thank God for the incredible life of Saint Maron and often share traditional Lebanese meals together as a community, remembering the saint who brought their ancestors to the faith. The legacy of Saint Maron is so important that in 2011, Pope Benedict XVI unveiled a giant marble statue of him on the outside wall of St. Peter's Basilica in the Vatican. The statue is 15 feet tall. In the sculpture, Saint Maron is holding a small church, and there's an inscription that says, "The righteous will flourish like a palm tree. They will grow like a cedar of Lebanon." This shows how one person's holy life can cause faith to grow strong and tall, just like a great tree. So what can we learn from Saint Maron today? The story teaches us that we don't need a lot of things to be happy or holy. Simple life, filled with prayer and trust in God, can be incredibly powerful. It teaches us that prayer isn't just about asking for things. It's about building a relationship with God and finding His presence in the world around us, in the sunshine, in our families, and in our hearts. Saint Maron showed us that one person, completely dedicated to God, can change the world. His quiet, humble life on a mountaintop started a movement that has brought millions of people to Jesus and continues to inspire faith today. So next time you feel the sun on your face or the rain on your hands, think of Saint Maron and say a little prayer, thanking God for the beauty of His creation and for the wonderful saints who show us how to love Him more. Thank you for joining us to learn about the incredible life of Saint Maron. We hope his story inspires you to find moments of quiet prayer in your own life. Don't forget to like and share this video and subscribe to our channel for more amazing saint stories for kids. Take care, everyone. Stay safe and healthy as usual. See you next time, and God bless you always.